Well, happy Monday. And as we begin a new week, we also are beginning a new theme in the life of our congregation. Over the last few years, we focused on different themes. We looked at God's global initiative. We thought about the work of God the Father. And then this last year, starting back last September, our theme has been 2020, Eyes on Jesus. And as we've gotten into 2020, indeed, we've needed to have our eyes on Jesus. Well, now, as August turns to September, we're going to begin a new theme. We've done Father, Son. This one's going to look at Holy Spirit. And the theme is In Step with the Spirit. As we begin that theme, our first campaign this fall is going to be Fearlessly Forward, in Step with the Spirit. Fearlessly Forward. We continue to live in tumultuous times between the virus and school issues and economic issues and political issues. The last thing we need to be as the people of God is to be fearful. God's Holy Spirit dwells within us. And as we keep in step with him, we can move fearlessly forward. To that end, we have a couple of things that will help us in our campaign these next 6 weeks. If you weren't able to stop by the church on Saturday, or if you weren't here in person yesterday, we have a guide that we'd like everybody to have. And if you would stop by the church this week, pick one of these up, maybe call first to make sure that the door's open, but during work hours, people are around. Stop and pick up one of these guides. It's going to give you some things to look at each week over the next 6 weeks as we focus on Fearlessly Forward. Because what we're going to see, this is what Pastor Sutton mentioned in the sermon yesterday, the work of the Holy Spirit is to guide us to look to Jesus, but also to look like Jesus. Now, these next 5 weeks, as we've begun our series, we're going to think about how the Holy Spirit sculpts us. We've got a little thing of Play-Doh for everybody. How the Holy Spirit sculpts us, is at work in us to help us not just to look to Jesus, but to look like Jesus. And so that's our course for this whole year, In Step with the Spirit. And for the next 6 weeks, Fearlessly Forward, as the Spirit's at work, guiding us to look to Jesus and to look like Jesus. Hey, if you're looking for a Bible passage to read this week, if you don't have a regular Bible reading regimen, take a look at Psalm 73. I just started a little book, and the little book has big promises about how it can change things in your life. And so far, so good. It's been a neat little book. One of the things that the author said, he said, the best song ever written. How would you finish that? What do you think is the best song ever written? Here's what he said. Psalm 73. I don't think that would have made my top 10, but it did make me look at it this morning. And so I want to encourage you, maybe later today or throughout the course of the week, focus on Psalm 73. And even if it's not the best song ever written, see how God's Spirit might guide you and strengthen you as you read that. As we begin this new week, may God continue to richly bless us and guide us in Jesus, that together we grow in knowing the peace and the power of the cross.